What up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I'm Anthony TV. Look, do me a favor, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me, like this video, and drop a comment if you got a comment. You already know I appreciate your support. Hey, look, guys, today, you already see the title of the video. I want to talk about this video that I saw on Asian Mod's channel. For those of you that are in the trucking industry, you probably know about Asian Mod Trucking. He has a YouTube channel as well, right? So yesterday I seen a video that I think he posted a few days ago, but I believe he reposted it yesterday to clear up some things. But the video was basically showing a manager that worked for a pizza place. I don't really know the name of the pizza place because in the title it says Papa John's, and even the former SYSCO driver that I'm getting ready to get to in a minute, he said Papa John's as well. But I seen people in the comments saying that's not Papa John's, that's another, you know, pizza company, and that's not Papa John's uniform. And then I think Asian Mod said Papa Murphy's or something like that. So I'm not gonna say a specific pizza company name because I really don't have clarification on it, but it was a manager that apparently worked for a pizza place, right? What happened was the delivery driver was a SYSCO driver, former SYSCO driver. He doesn't work for SYSCO anymore, but he was making a delivery to this business, and I'm just gonna play the clip and show you guys what happened, what transpired, and then I'll come back and talk about it again. So check out this clip, guys.
Go into the walk-in now.
Excuse me?
It needs to go into the walk-in now, please, so I can go home. Fucking day for you to show up, please. Now.
You haven't told me where you want
The walk-in right there. The walk-in. Walk-in. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Seriously? Oh, hi camera. Hi camera. Take the shit into the walk-in now. Ass.
All right, guys, so now that you've seen the video, I want you to tell me in the comments, do you think the SYSCO driver or the former SYSCO driver handled that situation properly? Do you think he should have did something different? What would you have done in that situation? Y'all, let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to hear you guys' thoughts. So listen, guys, this is what I'm gonna say. First and foremost, I gotta give credit to the former SYSCO driver. By the way, his name is T Big. That's what he goes by on YouTube. He actually has a YouTube channel. And I reached out to him this morning because I want to try to get him on the channel to really talk about this situation a little bit more. I have a couple questions about this situation, but hopefully he reaches back out to me and we can get him on the channel. But I got to give credit to him for having composure in that situation, for still remaining calm and professional in that situation, in that moment, because a lot of people, I'm sure, would have reacted a totally different way than the way he reacted in that situation, right? You're talking about two adults, and one of the adults is being tremendously disrespectful, unprofessional, etc., etc. And the situation, like I said, if it would have been somebody else, not as calm as T Big, that situation could have went left and it could have went really bad, right? But that's why I wanted to make this video today, because listen, guys, you're gonna get tested. Not only in this business, you know, delivering with different customers, interacting with customers, and doing what we do as food service delivery drivers, you know, any kind of business that you're dealing with customers, you know, if you're making a transaction with customers, this type of business where you have to talk to other people, this is something that can happen to you, me, and anybody else out there. We see it all the time in this business. I've been in the delivery business for almost 20 years now, and I can't tell you guys how many times I've ran across people just like this. Not necessarily reacted to the magnitude in which this guy reacted in this video. I've never had anything like that or seen anything like that to that degree happen. But I've ran across a lot of different personalities out there, a lot of unprofessional, rude, bad attitude type of people out there. And it takes a lot to hold back and remain professional when you encounter these type of individuals out there. But my dad used to always tell me this when I was growing up. You know, when I was a kid, he used to always say, son, it's a time and a place for everything, right? And I never really understood what that meant until I got older. And now I look back on it and I think about it, and was 100% correct in telling me that, me and my brothers. It's a time and a place for everything. It's a time to be silly. It's a time to joke around. And on the other hand, it's a time to be serious. It's a time to be professional. And depending on your environment, depending on the setting that you're in, you have to adapt to that. You also have to understand that there are consequences for your actions. There are consequences for your actions. And a lot of times we can make a split decision in a moment and regret the decision we made based on reacting out of emotions, right? It's real easy for our emotions to get the best of us sometimes when we're in certain situations, right? But I want to tell you guys something, and I want you guys to really think about this, because I know a lot of people have already watched this video clip of that situation. And I went to Asian Mind's channel and I'm scrolling down, looking through the comments, and I see people saying what they would have done if that would have been them. I even heard some people say that the guy was soft. They're talking about the SYSCO driver for not, you know, handling that situation differently. And I get all that, right? But you got to understand something, people. There are a lot of people right now out in this world that have been terminated from their jobs, who have been locked up and now sitting in jail, who have gone to prison, who are dead because of what somebody said to them. Words, right? Words. There are people that made a decision, they reacted based on their emotions because of what somebody said to them. They reacted in a way that caused them serious consequences. And in hindsight, a lot of those individuals, I'm sure, if they could go back in time and go back to that moment, they probably would have made a different decision, right? And that's all it takes, guys. That's all it takes. Is one wrong decision in this thing that we call life that can change your life forever, negatively or positively, right? And so that's something I really want you guys to think about, and really think to yourself, if the decision you make in a heated exchange or a moment, think about the consequences of your actions for that decision that you make, and ask yourself, is it worth it? I'm gonna tell you guys a couple stories real quick that are a little off topic, but they're on topic in regards to it being a situation and a reaction that these people made, that the consequences, in my opinion, wasn't worth them making the decision they made to act the way they did, right? You guys know, if you've been following the channel, I used to be a route manager for a long period of time, and I don't want to get too far in that story, but I'm gonna tell you guys two stories when I was a route manager where I had to terminate some individuals, some route drivers, for making a decision that cost them their job, right? That was the consequence. That was the repercussion of them making the decision they made in that moment. So I had one route driver who I had to terminate because he stole a sandwich. This driver stole a cold sandwich from a store that he was making a delivery to, and it cost him his job. Now you got to ask yourself, was that worth it? Was a cold sandwich a few dollars worth you losing your job, right? A job that was taking care of you, probably your family, your bills, and your other financial obligations that you have. Was that worth it? All right, that was one situation. I'm gonna try to breeze through these, right? I had to terminate them because of that. because of the decision he made in that moment. Another situation where I had a driver, he stole a cigarette lighter from a convenience store. Had to terminate him. Same situation. Was a cigarette lighter worth you losing your job? You got to ask yourself that, man. Think about the things you do and think about the consequences for your actions. All right. That's what I want you guys to think about right now. I want you to open up your minds and really think about the consequences of your actions. So those was two situations where they made a decision and that decision cost them their jobs. Now, in my opinion, neither one of those decisions they made was worth them losing their jobs. It wasn't worth you losing your job for a sandwich, and it definitely wasn't worth you losing your job for a cigarette lighter. All right, I'm gonna tell you guys one more story, and then I'm gonna get back to the topic at hand. This is a true story. All of these are true stories, right? A couple months ago in my city, there was a guy that I went to school with that we also went to the same gym together, right? I used to see him in passing in the gym. He used to always be on the treadmill, and he used to come in the gym with this lady that apparently he was dating, right? Seemed like a very nice lady. We used to speak to each other in passing and things of that nature, right? Well, come to find out, they end up breaking up. And I'm gonna tell you guys how I know, you know, all of this stuff that I know about them breaking up and all that, right? So one morning, a couple months ago, the guy I went to school with walked inside of the gym, found a lady in the gym, shot her 2 times. That's right, he shot her 2 times, killed her, walked out of the gym like nothing ever happened, right? So he killed this lady. The lady was actually a college professor at a local community college here where I live. And so many people had a ton of great things to say about her. Even my barber knew who she was. My brother knew who she was because he went to that community college, you know, years and years and years ago, but he knew who she was. He spoke super highly of her. And like I said, to me, she seemed like a nice lady. Come to find out, they had issues in the past where, you know, they had broken up and she filed a restraining order on him and all this type of stuff like this, right? So this was an ex at this point. Apparently the lady broke up with him. And I guess, you know, he couldn't deal with that situation. He couldn't deal with the breakup. So, you know, maybe she had moved on and got with somebody else or what have you. I'm not sure about that. But long story short, like I said, he went inside the gym, shot her 2 times, killed her. They ended up catching him later on that day. And now he's in jail and he's more than likely going to prison for the rest of his life, right? He's my age. I'm 40 years old. Like I said, we went to school together, middle school, high school. Now he has all the time in the world to think about what he did. I guarantee you, now that he has all the time in the world to think about his actions, now that he's sitting in the jail cell or prison, I guarantee you, if he could go back in time, he would not have went in there and committed that crime. Now he's going to be spending the rest of his life more than likely in prison. Again, guys, I want you to think about the consequences of your actions when you react out of emotions in a split second. Your whole life can change if you make the wrong decision. And to get back to this SYSCO driver and the way he handled that situation in that environment at that time, I felt like he'd done the right thing. A lot of people have said, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that. Nobody's gonna disrespect me. All this type of stuff. He was soft, he should have did this, he should have did that. Listen, guys, there are other ways that you can handle that situation without it being an altercation or without you getting collateral damage and affecting yourself in a negative way based on your reaction. Yes, that person was disrespectful. Yes, he said some things that would trigger a lot of people into doing something crazy, right? And And if they were to do some of those things and get physical with that person, a lot of people probably will understand why they did what they did. But again, when you think about other ways that you can handle that situation to get back at that manager to where it won't hurt you in the process, I think that's the right way to handle that situation. Definitely you want to reach out to the corporate office. You want to let them know everything that happened in that situation to get that manager out of that establishment. You definitely want to do that. But to get into a physical altercation with this person because of words that can also land you in jail, because let's just think about this, right? Let's play this another way. Let's just say the SYSCO driver did what he did, right? And reciprocated that same energy back to him. Now you got two people going back and forth, heated conversation, heated argument. One person says, you know what? Enough is enough. And now they throwing blows inside of this business. What do you think gonna happen to both of them? Number one, they're going to jail. Number two, both of them probably gonna lose their jobs at that point, when at the end of the day, it didn't have to go down like that. And that just escalated the situation even further. So like I said, guys, sometimes you gotta step back and you gotta ask yourself, okay, if I do this or I say this to this dude and it get to this level and it escalates and now we're in a physical altercation, was all of this worth my job, my freedom, because I may end up going to jail, a criminal record, because I may get that now? Ask yourself, is it all worth it at the end of the day? We all know about dignity, right? We all want to be respected and we all deserve respect. But I want you guys to really think before you react and not always say, I should have done this, I should have done that. Because we see videos all over the internet all the time where somebody reacted, whether it's a customer or an employee at an establishment, react in a way that now you got people around that's recorded it, they posted it on the internet, and you see all these things happening where customers go into establishments and they're going off on employees or employees going off on customers. We see these things all the time. But you got to ask yourself, can any of this been avoided? Is there a way that this could have been prevented? You know what I mean? At least not to get yourself into any trouble. There are ways to handle situations that won't necessarily get you into trouble. All right. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. I just wanted to bring a different perspective to this conversation. I still want to hear you guys' thoughts at the end of the day. We all know a lot of people may say, well, look, I'm willing to lose my job and risk it all over somebody disrespecting me and all that. I get it. You're going to have those people out there. And so if that's you, let me know in the comments. All right. Look, guys, that's all I got for you today. Do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, remember, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment. Until next time, I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all take care. Peace.